Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lord Daimyo's interview with a Pokemon trainer. My name is Lord Daimyo, and I am joined here today with an amazing person, a great Pokemon trainer, my friend Ray. Ray, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ray Vashtar, and I love Pokemon, so that's why I'm here.
Awesome. I also love Pokemon, and this will be super fun. So, before we really get into it, Ray, do you want to plug whatever you got?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an artist, and you can check my stuff out at my Instagram at Arts of Flame or my website artsoflame.com. I make little monster sculptures and stuff like that. I was always into Pokemon and stuff as a kid, so it got me into creatures and things like that. So that's a lot of my work.
Yeah, I love those little monster sculptures you have. I always see them on your Instagram, and they're just so cute and a little bit creepy. So.
Yep.
I think it's very unique and really cool. And also, I just want to notice that Ray is the artist who does the artwork for my avatars. So he was
Yeah,
a
those are always super fun to make.
I love it, and so he was a perfect choice to get for my first guest. So I guess let's just jump into the interview here. I've got about 20 questions, and they're just sort of general questions. I just wanted to pick your mind and see what kind of a Pokemon trainer you were.
That sounds pretty good.
Awesome. So let's just sort of do like a general, before we even really get into the questions, a general sort of history of your Pokemon playing. Like, have you played all the games? Are you like a long time Pokemon fan or?
I played most of them.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I started I think the first actual game system I ever had was a yellow Pokemon Color,
Ooh,
or sorry, Game Boy Color, and it
awesome.
came with Pokemon Yellow, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
So either my first game was Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Red. I got it for Christmas, like real early on. I think I was 5 or 6.
Wow.
And so that was like the first thing I did. I was so young, I couldn't even figure out how to get out of like the house that you start in. And I
Yeah.
had to have my dad help me
I
figure out you walk over the rug,
I
right?
distinctively remember you telling me this. I always think about this
Right.
every time I play the old games. Because I always knew it when I first played, but when you think about it in hindsight, there's no door. You just see a rug.
There's
Like,
no door. It's like I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah, who would think to go on the rug and then walk out of bounds? Like, it's so
Right?
weird.
So I that's where I started. A couple gens where just whatever was going on, I didn't really pick up. So I played the first gen, and I think I got back into it with Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I've
Okay.
since gone back and played some of the Gold and Silver,
Oh, okay.
but not as much as I played Gen One, and then Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald.
Okay. So you had a
I
little
think
lapse there in Generation 2.
right, and
Okay.
then I didn't play very much um, Black and White
Oh, okay.
because honestly, I honestly don't like a lot of the design on that one, a
Hmm.
lot of the art style. So
Okay.
I didn't play that one very much.
Hmm.
Uh, but
Unique.
I've played a lot
Okay.
of the other ones. I'm not like a super detailed. I don't go into like all the stats. I'm not super competitive with it.
Yeah. No,
Mostly
you
I
don't need
just
to be.
find it fun. So
Yeah, definitely. And that's why you'll see different sort of takes from different sort of people. So I really did want your take on Pokemon because you I think would come in more with a design
for sure, yeah,
mindset and a sort of visual aspect and sort of a more casual, whereas other
yes.
people might be competitive and stats and so story based or something. So awesome.
I do really like going into the creature design of it. I studied concept art at
Mhm.
CG Spectrum, where I meant my mentor was a concept artist for. He worked for like Capcom and a
Ooh,
couple
that's so
other.
cool.
Right, so I got to get his perspective on a lot of game design stuff, and I did focus mostly on creature design. So I always
Ooh,
like going into that with video games, and since Pokemon has just so many creatures, it's such a
yeah,
fun series to look at.
the best creature design I would say, but
It's really good, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was a great introduction. So let's just jump into the questions. So, my first question, right, is what was the first main series Pokemon game that you played?
So it was either yellow or red that I got with my Game Boy for Christmas,
Right.
and I really can't remember if it was red or yellow.
So long
Um,
ago.
right? And I was so young that I remember I had both.
Uh huh.
Um, because I remember the red cartridge,
Okay.
and I remember accidentally releasing my starter Pokemon and
Okay.
getting so mad at it
Uh
that
huh.
I like hid the game cartridge from myself. So I was like, "Well,
so
I'm
then,
done for now." Yeah,
so then, I'm guessing you primarily played yellow then, since
yeah.
you hid red.
I believe I hid red from myself and
Okay.
continued playing yellow because
Okay.
I really loved the little sprite that followed you around.
The little
Like
Pikachu. Yeah.
exactly, that was like my favorite thing was that the little Pikachu would follow you around.
Yeah. Totally.
So I played that a lot.
Okay. Did you
Um,
play blue at all? I mean, that was right there
you
in
know,
the.
that one was my sister's.
Oh. Okay.
I believe
Okay.
Blue belonged to my sister, but I think I got to play it some.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, both of us really liked the Charmander evolution line.
Yeah.
Um, I will say that I have a soft spot for Wartortle with his
Oh.
little curly ears.
And his
I
tail
don't know
too.
why.
Yeah.
And I like his face.
Yeah.
I'm really into the second evolution, or I
The
guess it would technically be the first evolution
well,
of
the middle one. Yeah.
the middle version of the starter Pokemon.
That's so
I always
weird.
refer I always refer to them as being they're always a cute baby, and then they're a grumpy teenager,
Yeah.
and then they're a really like strong adult. But I really like that
Hmm.
grumpy teenager phase that the Pokemon go through in the middle. The only like evolution line I can think of where they distinctly kind of don't go through that is like Chespin, right? His
Yeah.
middle evolution doesn't
Quilladin.
look
Yeah.
right. He's not very grumpy looking. He's very cute looking.
Yeah. I think the newer ones do start to be a little more
They do
cutesy.
start to change a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
But it
that's true.
used to be really
That
they would
same
always
that
go
you
through
said.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right. And that's weird because I don't. I think I'm the majority where the middles are kind of forgettable, and I
right?
mean, because it's either you pick the cute first one or the cool last one. Like the middle one, kind
Right.
of. So that's very strange and cool
Right.
that you
Yeah,
like the
I don't
middle
know,
ones.
like some of them I don't.
Right.
Like one of my favorite Pokemon is Delphox,
Okay.
and I don't like Braixen. I just
Hmm.
that one I don't like very much. I don't like its weird floofy skirt. I like its final evolution because it looks like it's got a wizard robe on,
Yeah,
but I
that's.
don't really like that weird
Uh,
puffy skirt look.
ooh, I think we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Let me
Oh,
just
we
go on to
definitely
the.
will.
Let's go to the second one, and then I'll touch more on that one when we get
All
to it,
right.
because I got some words for that. Okay, so I guess we're kind of really getting into it. What is your favorite Pokemon and why?
So that's a really hard decision because there's so many I
Mm-hmm.
like for different reasons, but I think I've got it narrowed down to Chandelure is
Ooh.
definitely one of
Okay.
my favorites.
Okay.
I love the fire ghost typing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some of my favorite types. And his design, he looks like he could be like a chandelier in like a Tim Burton movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
With those black spirals. Um, I just, he's so fun. And he's somewhere in between being kind of a cute Pokemon and also really cool. Um, my other favorite is Incineroar, which honestly, the art design for, I'm kind of mixed feelings on.
Okay.
Uh, I don't necessarily like the straight anthropomorphic animal
Yeah.
Pokemon. I
Yep.
feel like it doesn't fit with kind of the original art direction of Pokemon.
Yep.
But I love his typing because he's fire dark,
Mm-hmm.
and I like his whole theme, where he's
Like a
like a pro
wrestler.
wrestler, right?
Yeah.
But he's kind of a villain pro wrestler.
Yeah.
And in Smash Brothers, whenever he does a knockout, he always does like a little taunt.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, that just amuses me so much.
You like the little
Um,
arrogant ones?
right, I love him. He's
Yeah.
so funny. So those are probably my top two, and they kind of like they're tied, and they kind of will go back and forth on which one's my absolute favorite.
That's fine. That's fine to have a tie. See, that's weird because you said you don't really like the design for 5th generation, and yet one of your favorites is a 5th generation
Yes. Yeah.
Chandelure.
See,
So
right. Yeah. So like in Unova, there are a couple Pokemon in it that I love. There
okay.
are a few in there that I just think are really great, which is interesting because it also has some of the designs where I'm like, these are
Mhm.
some of my least favorite designs.
Okay.
So it's really interesting what happened with the art direction there.
That's very true. And I'm sure we'll get into it more when we talk about generations. Okay, so on the complete opposite, do you know what your least favorite Pokemon is and why?
Definitely
Oh,
Garbodor.
come
I hate
on.
that guy.
Everyone says Garbodor.
Right? He's so creepy looking. And what really sealed it for me was once in Pokemon Me, I
Hmm.
was just petting every Pokemon that I had just
Hmm.
to see what would happen. And I pet him, and it does this slime animation and makes this horrible noise. And I was like, I really feel like I can never use this stylus again.
Oh
Like,
man.
it was just like such a moment for me that I'm like, well, I don't like you anymore.
So what
Usually
if
in my.
w-
Yeah,
let
go ahead.
let's say what if you had a Muck and he did the same thing? Would you dislike Muck just as much as Garbodor?
No, because I don't mind his design as much.
Okay.
He I don't know, I just have that nostalgia for Gen 1
Sure. Okay.
that definitely skews a lot of people's like
That's
idea of which Pokemons have great design.
that's fine.
But for some reason, I just hate him less. See, I already didn't like Garbodor. And then once I petted him, I was like, well, now I definitely don't like you.
What about Garbodor's Dynamax form, where he's got the little toy boat and the all the little
Now that's
toys in him?
definitely interesting, and
Okay.
I have to admit that's a pretty cool design.
Right.
And you know what? Even Trubbish, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? He's kind of cute in
Okay.
an ugly way. He's fine.
Right.
But something about Garbodor, and I think his weird asymmetrical trash arms, and that weird little puff
Yeah.
coming out of his head.
Yeah.
You know, he's just kind of, and I get it, right? Like he's supposed to be trash,
Mhm.
but it just makes me dislike him,
That's fine.
honestly. So.
That's fine. That's a. I mean, it's a pretty common pick, but if it's your pick, you've defended it well, and
Right.
you gotta go. It's a lot better than just other people saying he's literal trash. So I mean,
Right? Like, I mean, he is, but there are other ones that are also literal trash that I'm like, I don't mind.
yeah,
Right? Like,
definitely.
yeah. Oh well.
So you said Yellow was probably your first main series game. Do you know what your favorite main series game is and why?
I would say Ruby.
Okay.
Um, I or even Omega Ruby's cool too, but
Okay.
I would say probably the original. I like a lot of the things that it had in that game. So it had the Pokemon, what's it called? Like the contests where you do
Yeah, the beauty contests.
the beauty pageants or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those were fun
Yeah.
because I always liked collecting Pokemon that were kind of useless. I always had a thing for collecting the baby Pokemon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's nothing to do with those,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So I like having a use for them, and I love the secret hideout.
Mm.
I spent a lot of time. I was probably in middle school when
Yeah.
I was playing those gens, um, and I just loved finding those little places where I could make the secret hideout, the secret base, and decorating it. Um,
Plus, that was
and I
your first game back into the series.
right, which was
So
Sapphire,
yeah.
but I like Ruby more because I really like Groudon.
Oh yeah, me too.
He's awesome. He's one of my
Oh
favorite of the legendaries.
yeah. Mm.
You know, and of course when he's primally gets that fire typing
Oh,
too, which is
it's
great.
so awesome.
I like his design. He's red.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's one of the only. I'll get into it later, but I feel like the legendary design shifted in a direction I don't really like.
Oh okay.
But Groudon, he's still for me a really strong design,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the Team Magma outfits with the little horns.
Yeah, those were really cool. That
So I
kind of
just
reminded me of like a Homestuck esque sort of
right, yeah,
design. So.
I like their little hoodies with the horns, and
Mm-hmm.
Ruby just had a lot of features that I really liked.
Okay.
I will say that it didn't have one of my other favorite features that makes worthless Pokemon worth something, which was the Pokemon of Me, where you can just kind of play with them.
Yeah, play and pet
But
with
at
them.
least it gave me something. It
Yeah,
gave me something.
that's true. Well,
And I appreciate that.
that's a good solid answer. I would say I'm not too much of a fan of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, but I mean, you touched on all the great things that I also enjoy about those games, so,
Right.
good point. What about your least favorite main series game and why?
That's gonna be Unova.
Mm,
Either of those. But honestly, I didn't play them a ton. So I
okay.
will say that that in itself kind of skews my perspective
Right.
because if there are really cool things in there, I probably didn't get to see them.
Mm.
It's more just, the starter Pokemon weren't great for me.
Oh, okay.
Um, the whole thing, I don't know. There were a lot of designs in there that I was kind of like, I don't really like. Now there were other ones in there, obviously like Litwick and Chandelure,
Right.
that are some of my favorites.
Right.
Um,
But you didn't
but
like it was in like America? Did that didn't skew you?
yeah, honestly, I think that made it less cool for me because I didn't really like. I already live here, right?
Yeah, too
But
close to home. Yeah.
right, but I don't know, like some of the designs, like the ice cream cone.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Everyone
didn't really
hates on
like
them.
him.
Okay.
Right, and it's I don't mind inanimate objects being Pokemon.
Right.
Obviously, that's been a thing for forever.
Yeah, since the
But
beginning. Yeah.
right, but I just wish there had been something a little bit cooler for because Ice type. There aren't a lot of Pokemon who are Ice type,
That's true.
so I feel like any bad design in the Ice typing brings down the whole type.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You're kind of
unless they're
right.
gonna churn out a few more Ice types, it's
Yeah.
it's a dangerous game.
Yeah, you're right, and I think we'll get to that later with the generations. But I do challenge you to pick up, um, I'd say black two or white two, because
I think Black and White too. I think I would be more interested in for sure.
I think you would too. Those are some really really great ones, and just give them a shot. I mean, you can always play with because in black and white you had to play with the Generation Five Pokemon until
Right.
you beat the Elite Four. Then you could transfer over your old ones. But on Black 2, White 2, you can have, I mean, just Pikachu running around early on. You can
That's
get all your
cool.
old ones too. So you
I
might
will
want
say
to.
Diamond and Pearl are also in that group of games I didn't play a ton.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I probably need to pick that up as well.
Well, I mean, the new remakes are coming out in a couple
Right.
months. So
So I'll definitely check that out.
yeah. Well, what is your favorite generation? So by generation, I mean like the group of Pokemon, like uh, the whole cast of Pokemon. So like for the first generation, Bulbasaur to Mew, second generations
Oh
Chikorita
man,
to Celebi. So just talking about the Pokemon, what's your favorite generation of Pokemon and why?
gosh, I would have to say honestly, there's a lot of ones I like in Gen 2
Okay.
because interestingly, Gen 2 the only time I always pick Fire Starter because I love Fire type.
Yeah.
But in Gen 2, my favorite starter is actually Chikorita.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I don't know. There's something about that design I really like. Um, I think it's because he looks like a dumb little onion or
I hate,
something.
yeah, and I hate it.
I mean, he's not a cool looking Pokemon.
No, just with it's like a little grass
He's
dinosaur sort of
goofy.
with a
He's
leaf on its
goofy.
head. Yeah, I mean,
Now his final evolution, Meganium,
yeah.
pretty cool looking, in
Uh,
my opinion.
sure,
But
that's yeah,
Tropius looks like it could be related, right?
kind of,
Kind of weird to me.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know, like, and it also has Whooper and Quagsire,
yeah,
who I really like.
yeah. Those are
Just
some
as
good
far
ones.
as general art direction. Oh, I also love Snubble
Mm-hmm.
because he's just so dumb looking,
Yeah,
right?
I knew
He's
this about
cute,
you. I knew you liked Snubble and
right?
Granbull.
I love
Yeah,
Snubble. He's worthless, and I love how mad he looks that he's wearing the little pink dress.
yeah,
He just looks like he hates it, and
yeah.
that is endearing to me. But just as far as all of the Pokemon designs as a set,
Mm-hmm.
I like Gen 2 because it still stuck pretty close to sort of the spirit of the art design of Gen 1.
That's true.
But it gave a little bit different takes on things. And I feel like you could tell that design wise, it was still very much a continuation. Um,
Yeah, they
which
actually,
I liked.
I believe they actually made like half of the Gen 2 Pokemon and were wanting to put them in red and blue, but they just didn't have the
Right.
space, so they pushed them off. So yeah, I think they did really make a lot of those in conjunction. So yeah, you're absolutely
And
spot on
I'm
with
not
that.
entirely sure at what point Ken Sugimori was less involved. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
remember the timeline on that,
fourth generation, third or fourth generation. I
but I've
know.
always really
Yeah,
liked his art.
I agree.
Um, his art's just really good. He was always one of my favorite artists. When I was, I want to say like maybe 10 or so, probably a little older. So I was probably middle school age.
Hmm.
I would just draw Pokemon a lot, and
Oh yeah, me too.
there were kids that I knew who would always ask me, like, "Hey, will you draw me this Pokemon?"
Hmm.
So I would be drawing Pokemon for them all the time, and I got a lot of practice with drawing with that.
Yeah,
But
I know what you mean. Yeah, I like Generation 2 also. I mean, my favorite Pokemon is Scizor and
which one?
Scizor. Uh,
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. And Heracross is awesome.
Wow,
Shuckle.
Heracross is cool.
I
I love
mean,
Shuckle too.
oh my gosh, Generation Two's got a lot of good ones. And yeah, I like Piloswine a little bit more than Swinub, but you know.
Piloswine's cool. I have a pet pig, and if it was a Pokemon, it would definitely be like a Piloswine
Heck
because
yeah.
it's just it's so funny.
Okay, what's your least favorite generation of Pokemon and why?
Gosh, there are some ones I really like in Black and White,
I figured that we were gonna go
right?
to
So
Generation 5, so yeah.
I don't think I could say that is legitimately my least favorite because
Oh,
there are
okay.
ones in there that I do like,
Okay.
right?
Well, I mean, like,
Um,
is there more you dislike it than you do like? Cause,
Honestly, interestingly, it's kind of split.
okay,
Um,
that's fair.
I would say possibly Diamond Pearl.
Wow, this is my favorite. Let's hear your reasoning on why you dislike.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Okay.
that's the Infernape,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I honestly, a lot of the designs for me kind of started to deviate from what I like about Pokemon designs.
Okay.
Um, Lucario, right, was sort
Great.
of
Yeah.
was a huge selling point for that
Mhm.
generation.
Mhm.
He made it into Smash Brothers. He had so much merch,
Mhm.
right? And I wasn't that fond of his design personally,
Oh, okay.
because they started moving more into anthropomorphic animals,
Yeah,
which
sorta. Yeah.
weren't as much of a thing in the first couple of generations.
You're right there.
Um,
Yeah.
so I didn't care for it that much, and the starter Pokemon, I'm not a huge monkey fan. So having the fire starter be a monkey is always going to bring that down a little bit for me.
Well, you don't have to always pick the fire. You've got
But I do.
Empoleon. You've got
But I
Torterra.
but I didn't care for those that much either.
Oh man.
Um and it also added some evolutions, right?
Oh
With
yeah,
the
a lot.
Electivire,
A lot of them.
Magmortar,
Yeah.
Tangrowth,
Mamoswine. Yeah, a ton of them.
and I feel like, for instance, Electivire, I don't like.
Hmm.
Um, Design wise, I feel like you can definitely feel that he seems different. If you just look at that evolution line, right?
Mhm.
And you're not, let's say you're a brand new player,
Mhm.
right? You weren't there when they added him.
Right.
In my opinion, he looks just different. Now,
Yeah,
of course,
you're right.
Elekid
Mhm.
he looks goofy, but that's
Closer,
I
so it
don't know,
looks
par for the
similar.
course
Yeah,
for the earlier
I
games,
understand. I completely understand what you mean. But
right?
I mean, then could you look at Sylveon and think it's vastly different from?
I think there is some of that too with
Okay.
Sylveon.
Okay.
But I just feel like Gen 4
Mhm.
had the most new Pokemon that I
Mhm.
wasn't a fan of,
Okay, that's fine.
compared to ones I was a fan of.
Right.
Like, now I will say one of the Pokemon I do really like from Gen 4 is Miss Magius.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I just like his design.
That's a good one.
Now, he does look, decently different than Misdreavus,
Mhm.
but I like him. And the legendaries, I feel like the design got a lot more complex
I
for
think that's
things.
a lot of people's uh, takes for Generation 4
And
onwards
that's
is
a
the.
complaint for me
Yeah.
because it is a real deviation, and I kind of like those more streamlined simplistic designs.
Hmm.
Now that's a personal preference,
Right.
but that does affect my opinion of Gen 4. And
That's
then
fine.
even some Pokemon going forward, even though later on they did start moving away from that a little bit. But
Hmm. Yeah, that's fine. And I'd like to just probably say every take you had against Gen 4, I'm probably for Gen 4. I mean, I like
right,
the big, complicated, awesome designs. I love the brand new additions, but I
right.
mean, to each
And I
their own.
guess right, it's just and again it's sort of a personal preference.
Yeah, of course.
Because for me, a lot of those really complex designs look like they would fit more in a series like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something
Yeah,
like that with a little bit different flavor.
yeah,
Um, Now,
I could see
you know,
that.
I
Yeah,
get changing up the design, and it's very difficult to make, this number. I don't even know how many Pokemon we're up to
like
at this point.
nine
It's getting
something.
close to a
Yeah,
thousand, right?
yeah.
Um, it's almost impossible to make that many creatures that are gonna feel um really cohesive,
Yeah, or yeah,
but also have variation enough to keep people interested. So I get it. But that's just a preference for me as far as the art design.
yeah. No, I completely understand, and yeah, we're at 898. I just had to look it up,
Right. Okay.
but yeah, I mean, I understand. There's no way you can have that many that are perfect. So, and yeah, just certain generations. I've seen a lot of hate on 4, and while I don't understand or agree with it completely, I get your takes, and I've heard them
Right.
before, and yeah, it makes sense. So, okay, next question. What is your favorite starter Pokemon and why? And I think I already know it. I think you already
Right.
said it.
It's gonna be Incineroar or Delphox.
Okay, you
Right.
can't pick. You don't know like which one. You just
Gosh. I would have to say slightly more towards Incineroar,
okay. Thank
but I've
goodness.
already talked a lot about Incineroar.
Ugh.
So I think I'd rather mention Delphox because I know you do not like Delphox.
I think I want to
So,
say that I'd almost say my least favorite starter ever is either Trico or Finnegan.
interesting.
So I
I
just
can I'm not see, I don't pick grass starters a lot. So, except for Chikorita, of course.
right.
Delphox, I will say why I like Delphox.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so fire psychic typing
It's
is
pretty
very
cool.
unique.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And those are two types I like a lot.
Yeah.
I like now. I've said I don't really like the anthropomorphic animals, and yet my two favorite starters are anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Interestingly, it's because of the themes,
Mm,
right?
okay.
So Incineroar has that cocky
Mm-hmm.
wrestler thing going, which I just think is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I like Delphox is because it's got the wizard thing.
Right.
I'm really into like the whole magic
Mm-hmm.
thing. I like Miss Maggie is because he's got the big wizard hat on, right?
Mm, yeah.
Um, and because it's a fire type, and I like foxes.
Mm-hmm.
Foxes are a really cool animal. I
Yeah.
love that it's going with that really traditional fire color palette.
Yeah, that's true.
Unlike say Typhlosion,
Yeah, with the
who
blues.
because he's green, I'm like, I like him less,
Yeah, I know
right?
what you mean. Yeah.
So that big coat look I
Mm,
thought was really fun.
mm,
And the gen he's from, X and Y,
yeah.
I really enjoyed playing that. I felt like it was a really revitalizing generation for the series. I felt like it went back a little bit to some of the classic formula, but then also had some really fresh stuff.
Hmm. Okay.
So I thought that was a really fun generation. I really enjoyed playing it. And it was another kind of re-entry point. I missed out a bit on Gen 2, and
Right.
then 4 and 5 I
Mm,
was less involved with.
mm-hmm.
But then once we hit 6, I kind of got back into it again.
I gotcha.
And
Okay.
so coming right back into it, seeing some of my favorite stuff combined into the Firestarter
Mm,
with the foxes and the wizards, and I just I had a lot of fun with it. So
makes a lot more
that's
sense.
and the typing. You'll notice I got Fire Dark as one of my favorites and Fire Psychic.
Yeah. That
Because
makes.
Fire's my favorite, and then those are some of the other types that I really enjoy. So
Yeah. That's completely fair. I mean everything again. Everything you said. I don't like fires. I
Fair enough.
And just the anthropomorphics, not for me. I don't
I'm
like
yeah,
magic. It's just and
and
the
yeah, and the anthropomorphic, I'm not into it as a design,
it's just
but
that those are unique.
because of the themes,
Right,
right?
right.
I'm really into those types. So
I mean, what always gets me with Delphox is those huge ears. I mean,
they do look kind of goofy. I'm
oh,
not gonna lie to
oh,
you. That
it's
it wasn't. It's not a perfect design.
sure,
It's just a design that I like.
and that's fine.
Um, so yeah.
So, what about your least favorite starter?
So I would say probably Superior.
Oh man.
Um, and Snivy, right?
All right.
I his design I felt wasn't super strong. I'm already like I said, grass starters usually not my thing.
Okay, of course.
And then I guess I don't really like the whole snake aspect. Um, and then with the weird curly cues on it, it felt both overly simplistic in shape
Mm-hmm.
and overly complex in line.
You don't like that juxtaposition of this.
Not not that way that it was put together. I felt
Okay.
like it just looked off.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean that's who I chose for my black and
Is
white
that one of
playthrough.
your favorites?
I mean, it's my favorite in Generation 5. I mean, that Superior's I just think so cool. And he's got the little
And
hands behind his back and
that's pretty cool.
yeah,
But I guess it's his weird pointy face too.
sure.
Just seems odd. Like when I'm looking through the starter Pokemon, that one sticks out to me for some reason,
Hmm.
right?
I mean,
There's something.
I think it's very unique. We don't have any other sort of snake-esque.
Oh, it's unique for sure.
Yeah.
Just not to my taste, I guess.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go to legendary Pokemon. What's your
Oh, one
favorite?
more thing I want to mention.
Okay,
One
go
more
ahead.
thing I want to mention on the starters.
Go ahead.
Cinderace.
Right.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Me neither.
As far as fire starters go, I think he's one of the weaker ones.
I agree.
And you know what? I liked Score Bunny. He was cute.
Yeah, I'm there for
The
it.
middle one, I don't even remember his name,
Raboot.
honestly, because Raboot. He
Yeah,
was kind of cute.
I liked
He was
it too.
fine.
Yeah.
But then Cinderace just looked
Mm-hmm.
too. Oh, it's a rabbit who's an anthropomorphic rabbit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of fun flavor, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Didn't have a lot of anything. I agree
Right.
with you.
And I just.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very disappointed because I didn't look at the final evolution before I played because I wanted to be surprised, right?
Oof.
I wanted to be surprised, but then I was disappointed.
Yeah, that must have been a massive disappointment.
It really was
Oh,
because, of
man.
course, I picked the fire starter and then it was like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Okay. What about favorite legendary Pokemon?
Groudon's got to be my favorite,
Okay. Okay.
honestly.
All right.
Um,
I like
if
him
we're not
too.
talking mythical,
No.
we're just talking legendary.
Just legendary.
I like him. I like him.
I do too.
He is starting to move towards that more geometric, complex design that I dislike.
Right. I can see
But
that.
he's right on that cusp where I still really like him.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Team Magma. He's from one of my favorite gens. So I gotta say he's probably my favorite.
He's up there with me too. I really like the red plates sort of.
Yeah.
It's really
And because I felt like the plating was less mechanical looking
cool. Yeah,
and a little bit more biological
yeah,
looking.
like an armadillo sort of
Right.
look to it. Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah.
Which I like.
I fully agree. What about your least favorite starter?
Or my least favorite legendary?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, your least favorite legendary.
Gosh, I don't like the ones after, probably all of the ones from like Unova and
That's a bunch.
Diamond Sinnoh,
That's
right?
a bunch.
It is a bunch. It is a bunch.
They've got the most.
But I don't like the Zekrom, Reshiram,
Oh, come
and then I don't like Dialga and Palkia either. And it's because of that more mechanical, complex look.
Well, I mean, but I can understand with Palkia and Dialga, but what about Reshiram and Zekrom? They're just like almost monocolor. They look
They
more
are.
just like dragons with like no mechanical
They
nothing to
don't look
them.
mechanical.
But they're just
there's
too
a-
over designed for you
Right.
still.
To me, it's an over-designed.
Okay.
And they just a lot of more geometric type shapes in them. They look less organic to me. Now
Kinda,
Groudon
yeah.
obviously has a lot of those shapes as well,
Yeah.
but he has a really definite face as well.
Mm.
He has, you know, two arms, two legs, a tail.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit more streamlined. I think it's the complexity that really
Okay.
does it for me.
Okay.
Because it's just like I'm looking at him and yeah, he's a dragon, but I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, all right, what is it? It's gonna take me a minute to sort of analyze it. I like the really just punchy.
Yeah.
There he is. I instantly get what's going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Thunderous, Landorus, those guys, they just look weird to me.
Ah, okay. All
They just
right.
look kind of, they look diseased almost. I don't know.
Yeah,
They just
they did kind of have weird colors to
design
them.
wise, they look a little slapped together to me.
Yeah, yeah, I
Oh, let's
understand it.
just throw a cloud on him. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
That's my personal opinion. Is
that's
that
fine.
once they got super over designed, they all kind of blended together for me.
Okay.
And maybe that's just what I like. You know, obviously there are people who are more into that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Like
really like those,
like me. Yeah. Yeah.
right? You love them.
Yeah.
But for
Exactly.
me, I just like those punchy designs that I can instantly sort of get a hold of.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. What about mythicals? What's your favorite mythical Pokemon?
Oh my gosh.
Less of
Again,
these, I mean.
it's hard to pick though because I love Hoopa.
Oh, me too. Oh, me
Oh my
too.
gosh, I love his themes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that he can change forms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm less like his unbound form. I think is what it's called.
Yeah, with the like six floating arms and
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Is less right. It's a little bit more complex and leans more towards stuff I dislike.
Oh, I'm the
But
opposite. I like that one more.
but his bound form is so cute.
Yeah, that's true.
and and I love things with horns. I love I'm really into Middle Eastern mythology.
Mm.
So the fact that he's based on a djinn
Yeah, that's true.
is something that I love. And I
Plus,
love the idea that he steals stuff through his hoop.
yeah. Plus, have you seen his shiny colors? It's
His
like
shiny colors are like my favorite colors.
exactly. That's why. That's what
Right.
I thought you were gonna say too. I mean, he kind of looks.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that
So
really makes a
he
lot of
even looks a
sense.
little bit like my logo when
Yeah.
he's shiny.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, I love Hoopa. My second favorite is Victini,
Okay.
which interestingly
I
from
would have guessed.
Unova,
Yeah.
but
Fire type.
he's fire psychic. He's
Yeah.
fire psychic.
That makes sense. I would have. Yeah.
At first, I didn't really like him because I felt like his V-shaped ears were a little bit on the nose and a
Yeah.
little bit of a. He looks a little bit, I guess, just disjointed in design because he's got that really round, cute body, the huge geometric thing on his head.
Yeah.
He looks a little off, but I like him. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I like his stupid little wings on his butt.
Yeah. I like him too. What about your least
Celebi.
favorite?
Celebi's another one I like.
Okay.
Just for nostalgia reasons.
The
'Cause
little.
I was really into Pokemon Coliseum, actually.
Ooh, oh yeah. Yeah.
So, but my least favorite is probably Meloetta.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
she looks, again, it's that on the nose design.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just you can tell she's just kind of sheet music personified,
A dancer, a singer. Yeah.
which I
It's.
felt like it's not usually Pokemon style sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
To just take sort of these, because she's not just an inanimate object with eyes.
Yeah.
Like or even just a group of stuff like Magnemite.
Yeah.
She's sort of these abstract things or musical notes, but kind of slapped together. And I felt like especially for a mythical,
Mm-hmm.
mythicals to me, you've got to be really on point because they're difficult to get and they're so fancy, right?
Yeah,
And I just felt like
it seems like they either go with like a mysterious sort of vibe, or they stick to a theme really hard, like
yeah,
Dark
and I
Rise,
don't
Sleeping, Meloetta's music,
yeah.
Volcanion's a volcano. Yeah, they just kind of
And
yeah.
it just yeah, for something for me, because she's in that cute vein of the mythical Pokemon,
Yeah, yeah.
like Celebi, Mew,
Mm-hmm,
etc.
mm-hmm.
But she's just too on the nose
Yeah.
because she both looks cute and like they just took some various shapes
Mm-hmm.
and stuck them together. So I don't.
I
I don't know,
agree.
I'm not a fan.
I agree with
Not a
you on
fan.
that one. Yeah. Okay, this one's a real one that'll test our friendship, but I think I already know. What are your three favorite types?
Fire, Dark, and Ghost.
And I hate all three.
Right? Psychic would be if I picked four, Psychic would be my next one.
Okay. Okay.
Fire, I love because I just love fire.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Dark is because there's a lot of punk rock Pokemon in there. Is as you could tell from the Galar region.
Yeah.
Dark is super associated with punk.
Yeah, that's true.
Love that.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then Ghost, you get a lot of the creepy, spooky guys in there, who I just love the design for.
Yeah, and for me, the Dark and the Ghost is too edgelord sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Darkrai for me is like the poster child of edgelord Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
and I mean, I love Bug, so of course I hate everything fire.
Right.
So
I like bugs in real life.
Oh,
so
both.
I do like bug Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's in my top favorite types because there are types that I love so much more.
That's fine.
But it's Bug is definitely not my least favorite.
Okay, what are your 3 least favorite types?
Oh gosh, my least favorite types? Mm-hmm. I don't like Steel that much.
My second favorite.
Right. Trying to think which other ones I don't like. Grass doesn't have a lot of Pokemon that I like.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe ice or water.
Okay. That's fine.
Or you know what else I don't like? Ground type. What even is it? We already have rock type.
My third favorite, ground type.
You like ground type?
I
Man,
love ground.
I don't know. And they just look like dirt. And I'm like,
Sure, that makes sense. But
right?
man,
I don't know. It's just the thematics for me.
I mean, if I could have gotten someone as opposite to me as I could for this video, you're the one. It seems
right.
Like
I know. And we just have different styles of how we play too.
That's true, and that's fine.
I am less into battling and more into like breeding and.
Well, I mean,
stuff like that.
I like collecting and breeding too, but
right
in preparation also to battle. So
I spend so much time doing like Pokemon and me,
and I hate that the camps and
the goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Any game you give me, I'm gonna find like the weird side stuff to do and spend all my time doing that.
That's fine. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so this one's a little tough.
All right.
What is your favorite Pokemon? Your favorite one Pokemon from each generation and why? So I need 8 Pokemon.
All right. So I'm gonna do Ninetales.
Okay, for generation 1, that's fine.
With Snorlax in second place because he's cute.
Yeah, makes sense.
Snubble.
Okay.
With close seconds, Elekid and Houndoom.
Ooh, Houndoom. I figure you'd pick Houndoom.
Gosh, I love him.
Yeah.
Shedinja.
Ooh, I like Shedinja.
Right? He's cool. I love how you get him. Right?
Me too.
Mismagius.
Mm-hmm.
Chandelure, of course.
Right.
Delphox.
Okay, could have seen that.
Really close second with Gourgeist. Honestly, they're almost tied for that gen.
Ooh, I hate Gourgeist. Okay.
Oh my god.
All right.
Incineroar.
Yeah.
And then Obstagoon tied with Grimmsnarl.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're all just like Ninetales, right? I love the whole flame, and then it's like a Kitsune type deal. But Snorlax, my dad used to tell us Snorlax stories to keep us entertained. So he would just tell us these weird like storylines about Snorlax, like going places and eating all the food, or getting a bath from the fire department. Whatever, like he would just make up these stories, especially if we were in the car.
I love that.
And we knew he was done telling us a story. If we go, hey, tell us another one, and he'd go, well, Snorlax got a hot dog stuck up each nostril and one in his throat, and he suffocated and died.
God.
And we would be like, well, Dad is done.
Yeah, don't end it like that.
Right? We'd be like, well, he's done.
Gosh.
And then he would when he was ready, he'd tell us more. But that was always fun.
I love that. Yeah.
Snubble, of course, is super cute, and I already talked about him. Elekid, he's yellow and black.
Got
he's a little baby.
A little plug on his head, yeah.
Right. I don't know. He's just kind of dumb looking too. He has one of my favorite faces with those sort of eyes where he just looks kind of naughty, and then he's got the little pointy teeth. I love that face. Of course, Houndoom's Fire Dark.
Oh yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Shedinja, I love how you get him.
I love him too.
Miss Maggie is like a wizard. Mime Jr. I like from that gen too because he's a baby Pokemon who just looks kind of cute, but also he's just kind of unsettling.
Yeah,
Chandelure and Delphox I went into.
of course.
Gourgeist. I love Halloweens. I
Uh,
love pumpkins.
mm-hmm,
My mom always called me Pumpkin. My first tattoo was of a pumpkin.
mm-hmm.
So I just and it's Ghost,
See,
right?
see, I prefer the better grass and ghost Pokemon from the 6th generation. Trevenant. I mean,
See,
a
he's
big
not.
spooky tree.
I
Oh my
love
gosh.
his pre-evolved form,
The
Phantom.
Phantumpia.
Oh gosh. See, I always keep a Phantom and a Pumpkaboo, and I get
Mm.
the big Pumpkaboo.
Oh yeah.
I love Pumpkaboo.
Mm.
But then, Incineroar I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Obstagoon, I love him. He looks like he's in Kiss,
Yeah.
and he's like a weird what is he like a weasel or a
Yeah, like a
badger? Or
badger.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I love it, right? Like I love all those types of animals.
Yeah.
And Grimmsnarl, oh my gosh, he's just so cool.
I.
Like Impidimp,
Mm-hmm.
everybody hated him. I
I know.
love
It
him.
was weird. I like him too. Or
I
you'd
love
hear
him.
people who liked Impidimp, and then as soon as it started getting like the hair with
Right?
Morgrim and Grimmsnarl, they're like, "No, I'm
Morgrum's
dumb."
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I like him
And
too.
then Grimmsnarl, I like he does have a little bit of that demony look too with his
Mm-hmm.
big old teeth and pointy ears, so I
Mm-hmm.
love him.
Which is cool.
And
That's true.
he's dark and fairy type, which is
Mm-hmm.
super interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
very
had a
true.
lot of fun with Grimmsnarl.
Okay. I kind of half knew all of those.
Right?
Now what about your least favorite from each generation?
Okay,
This
let's
one will
see.
be interesting.
Spiro.
Okay.
Spiro, he's just boring
Just
looking.
a boring bird, yeah.
He's a boring bird. Pineco, I mean he's a
Oh,
Pineco,
come
right?
on.
What
My
is that thing?
boy. He's a little
I like
bagworm.
I like what he evolves into though.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Pineco, I don't know. He just and I don't like the color as well. I think
Okay.
if he had maybe been a little bit different color or something. Wingull,
Oh, yeah, but.
he's just annoying. My
Mm-hmm.
gosh, there were a million of him,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like he just looks like a seagull, and then he turns into a pelican.
Yeah.
I don't like either thing.
Yeah, that's weird, yeah.
Floatzel, I thought was a weird design,
Yeah.
as well as Lopunny.
I kind of like
Just
opening.
I don't know, didn't like it.
Yeah.
Garbodor, of course.
Yeah, you mentioned.
And Roggenrola, because what is that?
Yeah, that one is kind of weird. Just a little dumb
Little weird.
rock,
His
yeah.
his evolutions are decently cool.
Yeah, Gigalith's really cool. Yeah.
Diggersby,
Yeah, I didn't like Diggersby either.
weird. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Hated it.
Mudsdale, boring to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't like horses.
Yeah.
And the like what is he, ground type?
Yeah, just ground, so.
But I would say I also did like Kamala just because he's a koala with a stick. What is that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And then
right.
the Ultra Beast again, it's the over complex design.
Ooh, I loved them.
Now I like the idea behind
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting that they're almost interdimensional or
Mhm.
alien or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the designs for me, again, like it works for what it is.
Yeah, and I mean that's the purpose is they're not supposed to look like
Absolutely.
Pokemon, so.
But
Yeah.
design wise, I wouldn't say I like
Okay.
them. And then Barraskewda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Just the arrows on the side are kind of.
Right? I don't
Yeah,
know. Just
yeah.
wasn't interesting to me.
I agree. Yeah, I think I agreed with most of those, except for the Pineco. I mean, he's a cute
Fair
little
enough.
bagworm. I mean,
If I think about it, the name I think throws it off.
yeah, sure.
Because if I thought of him more as a bagworm, I would like him better.
Mhm.
But then I have Burmy for that, right?
Yeah, you're right. And I think
Burmy's got the cuter face.
I think he's better too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
If I'm gonna pick a bagworm, I'm gonna go Burmy.
I think I'd agree. What Pokemon needs a new evolution?
Well, my first instinct would be, I think the Dragonite line should split at Dragonair.
Mm,
Because you'll notice Dragonite doesn't look like his earlier forms at all.
at all. I hate it.
No, and that bothers me so much.
Me too. Me too.
And I feel like at the very least they should do sort of like what they did with like Poliwhirl, where you can split the line
Ooh,
and do
that'd
something
be
different. Or like
cool.
what they did that too with like Gloom, right?
Yeah.
Turn into Bellawesome.
Yeah.
do the same thing, but with Dragonair. To get something that's a more serpentine dragon with those pearls incorporated into the design.
Ooh, I like it. So, besides being serpentine and some pearls, would you just generally keep it the same color and?
Color scheme too,
Okay, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
And then I would say Dunsparce would be the other one.
Yeah.
Because right now, I feel like he's useless.
He's very useless.
But he's based on, what is it called, like a Noko? Is that
Yeah,
a...
yeah, Anoko, yeah, it's like that worm monster, right? Or that
He's
snake
like a
monster?
fat-looking snake
Yeah.
that's in Japanese mythology.
Yeah.
And I would say that that is an interesting take.
But poorly executed.
Poorly executed, so I'd
Hmm.
love to see another version of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on both of them. I really like that Dragonair
Yeah.
idea. That's really cool. Okay, so you get to pick the next evolution. Which type do you go with? Maybe what's the general design, and what would be its name?
All right. Well, I'm gonna go because they've already got fire.
Yeah.
They've already got dark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ghost.
Okay.
I think I would name it like Mordion.
Okay.
Go like French with it, right? Mort.
Right.
And then
Good name.
man, I don't know how I would design it. It would definitely have a lot of those spindly little ghost um trails on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would want to go have some kind of grave imagery on it though too.
Okay.
Like look at shape designs from a lot of different gravestones. You could even put wings on it, right?
Ooh,
Because there's a
yeah.
lot of angels
Yeah.
on graves.
That's true.
And have it be like a really just pale color.
Ooh, so not like a
Um,
typical purple like other ghosts?
no, I would do
Ooh.
it pale.
Okay.
I think that would be fun.
That would be really cool.
That's what I would do with it, I think.
Oh.
But I think I might have a little bit of dark on it too, like have it be really pale, but then maybe have some darker little almost like a cross looking design. Some little just references to sort of the imagery of like graves and things like that.
I love
That's
it.
what I would want to do with it.
I love it. I actually do. I really like it. Okay. Who is your favorite gym leader or Elite Four member?
I like Flannery a lot.
I kind of knew. I kind of knew
Right,
you'd
and
pick
she's got a
Flannery.
fun personality,
That's
but
true.
I like Piers as well.
Yeah, and Pierce is really cool.
I
really
love
like
his
him.
weird outfit and just the whole area that you go to.
Mhm.
Just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's almost like a punk rock band event.
Mm-hmm.
For the battles, like I don't know, I had so much fun with that.
I did too. I mean, I prefer his little sister Marnie, but
I liked him better, and I think it's just because his outfit is so much more ridiculous.
yeah,
And
Yeah, that's right.
I really appreciated that.
that's very true. What about your least favorite gym leader or Elite Four member? You got one that really
I
just
would go with the normal type, right? Like Norman, who even though he's your
Okay.
dad, I was just
Yeah.
like, my gosh, why does this have to be my dad? And then
like
who's the other one? Lenora?
yeah, Lenora.
But
Yeah.
at the very least, Lenora's badge is like the balance badge.
Mm-hmm.
I think Norman's badge is called like the basic badge,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, oh my gosh,
I
could you
think so.
hit me even harder with that?
What
Like,
was Whitney's badge? You
oh my
remember
gosh,
from Generation 2? I don't remember what her badge was.
I don't remember.
Plain,
her
like the
badge.
plain badge, something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
another really awful one.
really bad.
So that one's definitely in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's the plain badge for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
oh my
like
gosh.
in Black 2 and White 2, I don't know if you've even played those, but your spoiler alert, one of your rivals takes Lenora's spot and becomes the normal gym leader.
Oh, interesting.
And he's just there as a tutorial. I mean,
Wow,
he's-
that's
yeah,
awful.
yeah, it's
See,
really bad.
again, I just feel like those normal, they use them for like, you know, your dad or your rival or whatever, and it's
Mhm.
like
Mm-hmm.
sad. Because
Yeah,
there are some cool normal type Pokemon,
very true.
but it's really hard to make because the gyms are so like themed, right? There's all this fire stuff in the fire gym, and there's rivers in the water gym. What do you do with the normal gym?
Yeah, you just have
Right? What do you do with it?
yeah, nothing. Yeah, I agree with you.
That's rough, you know?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel like they want to try to do something with it, but they just can't
It's
figure it out.
yeah. If they just stick to types, then there's nothing you can do with Jim.
Right.
I mean,
And
with
that's
normal.
too
Yeah.
bad. That's too bad.
Okay, next question. If you were a gym leader, what type would you pick? And I think I already know.
I think you know.
Um, Now, like what would the name of your badge be? Maybe sort of like an idea of like a design for it. And then what would your six Pokemon be? And as you know, they all have to fit your type. So,
Absolutely. Um, so I would do fire type, of
yep.
course.
Okay, of
But I
course.
think I would have like the pyromancer badge and have it be
Ooh.
like a little hand that's like on fire holding a little flame.
Ooh, I love it.
And so I think what Pokemon I would have
Mhm.
would be some of them would have to be split type,
That's fine. Yeah,
right?
you can
So I
as
think
long
I'd
as
go Chandelure,
right.
Houndoom,
Okay.
Ninetales,
All right.
Pyroar,
Okay.
Darmanitan,
Ooh, okay.
and Salazzle.
Ooh,
Because we've
that's
got some fire types in there that are different, and I think would go with the sort of wizard theme.
yeah, and you've got some
You know, because the
pretty good.
salamander
Yeah.
has like associations with like witchcraft or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Chandelure obviously is
Obviously.
spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Houndoom
The
has that kind of feel.
Ninetales
Ninetales
Kitsune,
has
yeah.
the magical
Yeah,
feel.
that's true.
Darmanitan, even with his Zen mode.
Yeah, very true. And you've got
Pyroar,
a lot of
I would
type coverage too. I mean, I'm very
right.
surprised at the.
I think it would do well. And
Yeah.
Pyroar is a little bit out there as far as the magical theme, but I love Pyroar, right? Like
Yeah.
my zodiac sign is Leo, so it's like
Okay.
fire lion. So
Yes.
I'm like, man,
You gotta.
really, and I just love lions.
Yeah.
So I would that one is sort of just for me. But
Plus,
the other ones, I
a little bit of a curveball too. If the trainers are
right,
coming to face you and they're thinking, oh, it's just gonna be no, you got a Pyroar. So
absolutely, and
yeah.
I think a lot of gym leaders have one that's a little bit of an outlier. So I think
Hmm.
it's fine.
Yeah, I think that was a great team. I mean, I really like that Salazzle you threw in there.
Right,
Ooh,
and
that's a really
that's
good one.
gonna because it's got that poison in
Oh
there.
yeah,
I
and the
think that's gonna
corrosion.
be
Oh, that's a really good one.
yeah,
Yeah, I really liked that. I of course would be a bug gym leader, so I would hate to
nice.
battle you. So I just
Right,
have to get like uh like uh I guess arachnids and
right.
some
Now
water ones to
I
take care of
stayed
you.
away from starter Pokemon
Yeah,
because gym leaders usually don't get to have them.
usually don't. Yeah, you're right. And I'm
But
glad you didn't throw any legendaries in there either, cause
right,
yeah.
because I knew I couldn't have those either. But
No,
if I
yeah.
could,
Ooh,
I would definitely have Delphox in there
yeah, of course.
because that's such a fire wizard deal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That would be the theme.
yeah. Boy, that's a good team. That's a good one. Okay. This one might be a little niche, but what's your favorite Pokemon move?
All right, so I think I love flamethrower,
Okay, basic.
and as
Oh,
far as right, but it's just classic.
that's true.
And
That's
then
true.
Darkest Lariat, which
That
is
is a cool,
Incineroar's
unique move.
signature
Yeah,
move.
yeah, signature move. Yeah,
I love the animation. I just thought it was fun.
that's
I just had
true.
a lot of fun. The other move I've used a lot is I think it's Heavy Slam. Is that Steel type?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I gave that to my Snorlax,
Ooh, that's a good
and I
move
had it.
for it.
I called it Sit Upon because because since it's weight based, I just imagined my Snorlax sitting on the other guy.
I love it.
So I just really had a lot of fun using that.
Great. I love that you threw a steel type in there.
Right?
What about your least favorite move? So, I'm sure you could just say, I hate using this move, or I even hate this move being used against me. I mean,
You know, honestly, the only moves I really hate
mhm.
are like the stupid moves you get stuck with when you first catch a Pokemon. Like, Scratch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially Growl and Tail Whip. Because I personally don't use a lot of stat changing moves.
Okay, sure.
Because when you're playing this base game and you're
Mm-hmm.
not doing PvP,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem to matter.
And it's early
If I
on
just,
in the game. Yeah, you
right,
don't need it. Yeah, you're right.
like, as far as strategy, if I have a high enough attack, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I just don't mess with it. So I don't like being stuck with those moves early game
Mm.
when they're useless,
Mm.
especially.
Makes
So
sense.
that they always just annoy me.
Yeah.
So also, I hate going up against Pokemon who won't stop using like double team
Oh, yeah.
and increasing evasion.
Uh-huh.
Like I just get so annoyed, especially because my strategy is always just hit them as hard as I can.
Super aggro.
So
Yeah.
that ruins my strategy.
Yeah, I hate that too. I think we all can agree that
Yeah.
the evasion stuff's ridiculous.
My gosh.
Okay. Now this one's a long one. What's your
All right.
favorite Pokemon from each type? Each type.
Okay, so I've looked over the types and I'm gonna stick to single type as much as I can.
Okay, you don't have
Because
to.
otherwise I'm gonna get overlap.
Okay, yeah, you kind of can.
So single type,
Okay.
I'm gonna do for normal Snorlax.
Okay.
Least favorite would be Bunnelby. You know, we mentioned those.
Yeah, we'll throw the least in there too. We can just double team it. That sounds good. Okay.
Straight fire type, I would go Ninetales.
Okay.
Least favorite would be Magmortar. We talked about that. I don't like the design.
Man, but the hand cannon, you don't like that?
It's interesting,
It's so cool.
but I don't like because he looks like a big egg with
Yeah.
the cannons just taped on.
Yeah,
and I'm
he's
like,
a little round.
A little weird.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know, I feel like they were close with that one because I like the cannons,
Yeah.
but the
yeah.
design somehow. Fighting type, I don't use very much, but I'd have to say Mineshao.
Ooh, okay.
Because he looks like a little weasel guy, and I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And I like his long sleeve looking arms.
Yeah.
And Sock and Throw would be my least favorite.
Huh. Yeah, I don't like
I don't
them.
like the design.
I don't like
right?
how
They
it
just
looks
look
like they have clothes. That's really weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are they wearing clothes?
Yeah, I agree.
Water type, straight water type. My favorite is probably Pyukumuku
Ooh, okay.
because I like sea slugs.
Okay.
As a kid, I did a bunch of I read a bunch of books about sea slugs. I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
I guess he's more of a sea cucumber, but either way,
They're
just
pretty
enjoy
similar.
him.
Yeah.
Right? I guess because he squirts out his guts, which is a sea cucumber thing.
And a gross thing too.
Right? But he reminds me enough of sea slugs, and he's just kind of cute.
Yeah.
My least favorite single water type is probably like Timpole.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That whole evolution line, they just look like they have growths.
Yeah. I mean,
It's weird.
yeah, kind of toads. I think it's going for like a little wart sort of toad
Right?
aesthetic, but yeah, they do look a
The
little
design was
growthy.
off.
Yeah.
Flying, I have to do split type because there are so few straight flying types.
Yeah. There's a couple.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it
but-
really is.
Favorite would be Woobat because he just
Ooh,
is
I
the
love
cutest thing.
Woobat.
And then the Pidove whole line would probably be my least favorite.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know. Just the color is really bland. The design I'm just not in love with.
Yeah.
So grass would be Maractus.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's just so he looks like I don't know if you know the Tokidoki brand of stuff.
No.
They have some designs that are little like cactus dogs and little cactus like little girls wearing cactus costumes. It's just like a line of different. They have like little minifigures and clothes and stuff.
And
so it
Maractus
reminds.
has that sort of theme to it.
I like it. And then of course I talked about Snivy that I don't care for that much.
God, that much you don't like him. Okay.
Well, he's straight grass.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I had to pick my least favorite out of part grass, I'm not sure. But if I'm just doing straight grass, so for straight poison,
Okay.
I'm doing Swalot.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
I like him actually.
Oh, wait, that's the one you like. I don't like him. Oh gosh.
You know, weird.
Ugh.
And you know what? I actually am amused by how creepy it is when he opens his mouth huge. I don't know. And I think it's his dumb face and it's sticking out like his little lips.
I hate it. Yeah.
I don't know. He's got that. He is kind of a gross idea.
Yeah. Plus, he's got like
just-
the diamonds on him. Like, couldn't you come up with a better
Kind of ugly, right?
design? Yeah, but
Again, I think it's just out of the straight poison types.
mhm.
There's a certain style of face that I like.
And he's
And
got
it's
it.
the tiny little eyes
Uh-huh.
and either a big wide smile like Quagsire
Oh, yeah.
or little sticky out lips.
Hmm.
I like that. Again, I do agree those diamonds are ugly.
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
that always threw me off. Yeah.
Took the diamonds off.
Hmm.
Fine. And he was just plain.
Yeah.
It'd be better than the diamonds.
I agree.
But there aren't a lot of poison types that I love, so that's probably, the one I hate the least.
Okay, who's the one you hate the most?
Of course, I'm gonna say Garbodor.
Yeah.
Electric is interesting for straight electric type because they're from the same line, which my favorite's probably Elekid for straight
Okay.
electric.
Uh-huh.
Least favorite is the Electivire.
Okay. Yeah.
Straight ground type, Marowak, I like a lot.
Okay.
I like the skull theme,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the Alolan Marowak has the fire type.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
Super cool. Least favorite would be Mudbray.
Yeah. I don't like him either.
Didn't like the design.
Yeah.
Masharna,
Ooh, yeah. I like Musharna.
right?
Yeah.
He's like I love Bakus.
Mm.
So as far as because also Drowsy's based on a Baku.
Mm-hmm.
But I like him less.
Yeah, same. He's way too creepy.
Seems creepy.
Yeah.
But Masharna is the Baku, but he's kind of more friendly,
Mm-hmm.
which I think fits more with a Baku because Baku aren't supposed to be like evil.
Yeah.
Like they're actually be helpful, so I like that.
Okay.
Leader would be Spoink. I think he was a good idea
Yeah.
because I like these, but the execution was weird for me,
Okay.
and the gray color turns me off.
Okay. Okay.
Straight rock type, Stonjourner, the big rune stone.
You like him?
I like him.
Oh, okay.
I think he is not too complicated, but I like the runes on him.
Sure.
Um,
He's too blocky. I mean, for me, he's
absolutely.
just
I feel you, but he also has that dumb face.
Okay. Okay.
No one loves the dumb faces.
Yeah, we're seeing a pattern. Okay.
Pattern with the dumb face. Well, you know I like things that are like kind of cute. So,
Yeah. Okay.
least favorite's Roggenrola, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Touched on him. Sure.
Doesn't even have a face.
Yeah. Yeah. Just that one weird eye. Yeah.
It's like concave, so I'm like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Ice. I picked Snowrunt because
Huh.
while I like Frostlass probably the best, she's split type.
Okay.
So Snowrunt though, I like how he's always just doing the little shivery.
Like he's got a little blanket. Yeah.
I don't know, he's just weird. Least favorite's Cryogonal because, I mean, where's his face?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's true.
It just looks weird to me.
Yeah.
I think they could have done something a little bit different, like with the idea of a snowflake.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
No,
I mean, just one big scary snowflake is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
And the fact that he almost looks like, like the robot pets you would get in like the early 2000s, like Poochie.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Look like that to me.
Huh. I can see that.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Um, that's ice. Let's see, bug. So straight bug.
Mm-hmm.
Wormy.
Okay.
If I had to do split type, well, I actually like Spinarak a lot.
Spinarak's kind of cool. Yeah.
Just I don't know, I like him. Because I like those Gen 2 Pokemon. But also Volcarona, because it's.
Oh, I love Volcarona.
I mean, Fire Bug. That's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Least favorite for straight bug, probably say Blitbug. I think his design is odd.
A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people say that.
His head is so tall,
Yeah.
and the eyes.
Yeah.
They're a weird design.
Yeah.
They're a weird design.
I find it charming.
You know what? I wouldn't mind them so much if they were colored in differently, I think.
Okay.
I think that's what it is for me. So, like, imagine if they were a solid color
Uh-huh.
with little white highlights instead of the highlights being sort of that curvature, that split.
Yeah.
Like little circles of highlight. I think I would like that a lot better.
Yeah, I could see that.
But for some reason, that coloration I don't enjoy.
Okay.
Dragon, I'm going to go Gudra.
Ooh, okay.
Honestly, I like slime creatures. And I think it's a really different design.
Very different, yeah.
Which I don't know. I just think it's kind of cute.
Oh,
A lot of the dragon type Pokemon, sadly, I'm not huge into, which
yeah.
is unfortunate because dragon should have some really awesome stuff.
That's very true, yeah.
But I feel like a lot of them miss the mark a little bit, or like in the instance of like Salamence, a little bit too basic,
I 100% agree.
right? And I
Yep,
feel like that's unfortunate.
yep, I agree.
My least favorite would probably be Druddigon.
Okay. You don't like
Be-
the jagged sort of.
I feel like it's too busy,
Okay.
personally, because if you look at it, he's got this really like he's a weird mix between a very simplistic design. Because if you
Yeah.
took away a lot of that jagged look
Mm-hmm.
and stuck with just that color palette, that basic shape,
He would
he
be.
would be
Yeah.
extremely simplistic.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like the way that they added complexity to the design by just zigzagging all the lines,
Mm-hmm.
weird to me.
Hmm. Okay.
So off. Now I've seen some fan sort of like redesigns of him
Mm-hmm.
that are badass.
Hmm.
Like if you just Google like Mega Druddigon and look at some
Oh,
of the
yeah.
fan designs, there's some very cool stuff. But as is, he's in that weird zone between being really simple and really complicated,
Mm.
and I don't like it. Um,
Yeah.
so for the straight ghost, I'm gonna go Miss Magius,
Right.
my favorite, and then also I love Banette, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Weird curse doll is cool.
Yeah.
My least favorite would probably be Spectrier.
Oh, yeah. I don't like Spectrier either.
I don't like it. Just looks like a horse,
Mm-hmm.
just very simple,
So
and
dumb.
also I'm not a big horse fan,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I'm
I'm not
there.
into it.
I'm there with you on that one.
Dark type, so I'm going straight dark type.
Okay.
So I can't have some of my favorites. So I'm gonna go with a lowland Persian and a lowland Meowth.
Okay. You like
But
the
I
little chubby meow
right,
Persian?
but also really love Zoroark.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
His ability is really interesting.
It's really cool.
And he's like this weird kind of fox creature. I love his red hair.
Mm-hmm.
He is a little bit on the anthropomorphic side for me.
But
Uh,
less so, I think, than a lot of
so
others. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I still like him.
Yeah.
Favorite, honestly, probably Might Ina.
Mightyena?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. Something about the design is like I know that most of them are black and gray on
Mm-hmm.
Dark type,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is a little bit boring for me.
I agree.
The only real interest to his design is his sort of shaggy hair on his back, and the little triangles by his eyes,
Yeah.
and that's not enough for me. I don't know. Steel type. I'm gonna go Berserker.
Ooh, I love Berserker.
Cool. I love his big beard.
Yeah.
He's got horns, which is cool. I know it's supposed to look like a Viking helmet, but to me, it's he's a weird cat with horns,
I love him.
and I like him. I
Yeah.
like him a lot. Um, Least favorite, I'm gonna go the Kling Clang line. That whole line.
Okay.
Um,
Makes sense from what you've been saying before. Yeah.
yeah, he just looks like a gear, and they just kind of slapped a face on him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
He
true.
felt like they were trying to replicate Magnemite,
Yeah.
and but it fell a little flat.
Yeah.
Because oddly, he has a little bit less interest to him than Magnemite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Fairy, I'm gonna go Snubble,
Right.
of course.
Yeah.
Least favorite's probably the how do you Comfey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Comfy. Yeah.
I feel like the fact that it's basically just a lay
Yeah.
with one little guy in it.
Yeah. It's like
It was weird,
Alola was Hawaiian themed, so they had to put
but I
that in
felt
there.
like they went a little on the nose with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they could have still done a Pokemon that had the lay theme,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe been a little bit less on the nose.
Exactly.
Because it's literally just a lay.
Yeah.
With one of the flowers replaced by a little fairy.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
I think that's all the types.
Yeah, I think it is too. Boy, I think I really wasn't too surprised with any of those. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah. I
yeah,
think we went over what I like and dislike in a Pokemon, so.
yeah, that made sense. Okay, last question. What is your dream team of Pokemon? So if you could have 6 Pokemon, your dream team, any Pokemon you want, your
All right.
favorites, everything. What 6?
So I've got 6, but then I've got an alternate that I
Okay,
would throw in if I had to. So I've got
that's fine.
Grimmsnark,
Okay.
Obstagoon,
Mm-hmm.
Victini, Hoopa, Incineroar, and Chandelure.
Ooh, okay.
And my alternates would be like Delphox
Right.
and Gorgeist, which
Okay.
I would probably, honestly, some of them, like for sure, I definitely want in there. Some of them I could kind of rotate.
Okay.
So, like, honestly, even Victini, I would rotate out for Gorgeist or Delphox.
Yeah, that made more sense to me when you said Victini and didn't say
I,
Delphox or Gorgeist. I'm like, what's going on here?
a really rough choice.
Yeah,
Um, but if I try to narrow it down, it's so close on a couple of those. You
definitely.
know, Victini is the mythical,
Mm-hmm.
but I honestly, from day to day, it will switch out if I would rather have Victini in there or Delphox or Gorgeist. It's so hard to narrow that down to 6, but
That's okay. That's fine. I'll give you the 2
all right.
rotation. That's fine.
That's probably what I would do.
Awesome. Well, I know that was a lot of questions, but I appreciate you answering them and letting me interview you.
Definitely.
Was
It was a lot of fun.
I fully agree, and we really got to know you, and I I found out. I mean, I knew you liked fire types, and I knew you liked a lot of Pokemon. I didn't, but boy, it seems like every single thing you had, I was the complete opposite. That was
Yeah,
boy, that was
interesting.
yeah, that's crazy. Well, do you want to go ahead and plug everything you got right now for the end, just so everyone can see you?
Oh man, I mean, I've got more projects coming. I'm working
Awesome.
on doing. I'm always doing more sculptures and stuff. So really, if you just follow my Instagram, on Instagram, I've been drawing one creature every day.
Yes,
So
I love them.
see that on Instagram, and then hit my website, and you can find all my Etsy stores and stuff like that. So Arts of Flame on Instagram and artsofflame.com. And I think you said you were going to throw some of those links down in the description.
They will be there so everyone can see them and get stuff. And do you take commissions or are you
I
selling
do.
general stuff?
I do take commissions. So you can, if you go on my Etsy store, which is also Arts of Flame, um, you can go ahead and order a custom sculpture or a custom little creature design. But if you want something else, you can definitely hit me up through my Instagram messages or something like that, and set up something if you want something different.
Awesome. Yeah, I love those creatures. Those sculptures are really great. And they'd go great just anywhere in your house, like on your desk or on a side table. I mean, they're so cute and cool. And
I always have trouble because I always want to keep them.
I know what you mean.
Like,
Yeah.
no, if I kept all the ones I wanted to keep, my entire house would be full of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, you guys have already seen some of Ray's work. I mean, it's my avatars. So I mean, you already know he's got great work. So if you're interested, hit him up and he can get you stuff.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you again coming on to this video and talking with me about Pokemon. I absolutely love Pokemon and I know you like it too. So
I do too. I had a great time.
awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching this episode of Interview with a Pokemon Trainer featuring Ray. And go ahead and leave a comment in those comments down below letting us know what you think about anything we talked about. But besides that, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.